You see anything? They out on me.
What it do, it's you
Oh, I
know
see
who.
him.
My name is 3-Force Monster. So, doing something a little different today, guys. I am doing a live video for you guys. I want to kind of go back to the series. Do you remember the series, the last 10 minutes where I talked about things I would have done differently? Well, I'm gonna try to do that live while we're talking, while we're watching, while we're chatting. I'm gonna try to tell you guys some things I would do differently. You kind of get like a behind the scenes process. So this isn't something I'm editing and putting on YouTube. This is something I'm streaming and doing live in front of you guys. Like I'm not playing right now. This is a pre-recorded video. But it's something that I'm talking through live with you guys. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get straight into this. You can see I've got a grenade launcher. I'm playing duos. I've got some greens. This was pre-patch. This video was recorded maybe like 2 weeks ago.
I have a full potion. They're in
It's
the middle.
important when you're
They're in the
reviving
middle
your
of the
teammate
factory.
to always listen. Make sure you're always listening. I'm sorry if the sound levels in this are not quite right up to peak. So I see a guy pushing my left.
3 seconds.
At this point, I've already checked the storm. I know how far we have to run. At least I think I do. I haven't watched this gameplay in quite a while. So what you're seeing here now is kind of new to me too. I mean, obviously I've watched it because I've played through it, but fail shot. There's his teammate. Oh, 1 health. Saved by my teammate. Sometimes it's a good idea to eliminate the other teammate. Like, let's say you're facing up against another pair of two. Sometimes it's a good idea to just eliminate the one, just to have him done and over with. Sometimes it's a good idea to leave him alive, because you could use him as bait. But, I mean, he was crawling towards his teammate, so there was no using him as bait in that situation. What's up, Zine Albasam? Dude, Bloom is crazy in this game. So if you land the first shot and you can't hit another one, it's just random Bloom. It comes down to the game just randomness. Sometimes we all get screwed over by the game not letting us land some shots.
We can outrun this circle, so we don't have to go into tilted if we don't want to. Do you want to go
I
around
tend
it?
to not go straight into tilted. I tend to go around tilted most of the time. Running through tilted, there's too many traps. If I have to run through tilted, I prefer not to go through the buildings just because of how many crazy traps there are. When people get a trap in tilted, the first thing they do is put it down in a building. So I like to just avoid tilted. Plus, if you have to run through tilted, chances are people are already on rooftops waiting for you. Just to let you guys know in the chat, there is a delay between what I'm seeing, what I'm saying, and what you're typing. There's like I think there's a couple minute delay. Plus, this video is called The Last 10 Minutes. This is actually going to be a little bit longer than the last 10 minutes. This is going to be like the last 15 minutes, I think.
We can just go away from it and just go away. No.
I did have my voice audio recorded for this game, but I decided to just not play it through since I'm going to be talking to you guys anyways. I just put up my teammate's voice audio.
80.
So it sounds like he's talking to himself. He's not actually talking to himself.
Yeah. Cross back over.
I often find myself running through this river, but I also often
Drop my rocket
find myself calling the river Death River just because it's such a low point between all the mountains, and you're a duck if you get caught down there.
With what ammo? It's stuck up there.
So at this point in the game, we didn't go up top the mountain. See, the mountain is usually the play to go, is
See
to
if you
be
get
up at
shot
the
by
high
a shell
vantage point.
launch pad, make a play into someone's
But
face.
I only had
That's all you can
69
do.
assault rifle ammo, so if I went up on top the mountain, chances are I would end up running out of ammo super fast, and I'd be a sitting duck at that point.
You don't. You. Oh yeah.
Um, you just asked in the chat, do I recommend roaming or building for endgame? I kind of just went and told you a little bit about that. Um, I would build for the endgame if I was set up for the endgame. If I had a scar, if I had 300 ammo, if I had
In the world.
tons of rockets, tons of building material, then I'm set for endgame and I'm ready for people to charge at me. But if I'm rocking like 50 to 60 bullets and I'm still using a green AR, I'm not gonna build for the endgame. I'm gonna try to push a base and then build for the endgame. Try to push a base, try to get material. We got lucky. We actually found somebody sitting down inside this 50 shafts. Gave us a little bit of resources. Oh, that was a locked out situation there.
Can I get a med kit? Oh, shots. No. After this fight. Yep. No.
Always assess the situation before you go into it. If you hear shots, kind of get a good idea of where people are before you just start taking shots randomly. I know you might see players like Nick Merckx or Ninja. It seems like they're just going straight into shooting at people, but chances are they've already assessed the situation and you didn't even realize they did that. You can see Hip Hoppopotamus, my duo, just actually killed both guys at the bottom of the river. Again, Death River, like I called it earlier.
I got a
Not a
charger.
good place to be.
It's slow.
When I'm building for endgame, if I do decide I want to build for endgame, I try to make it as high as I can. Again, find the tallest mountain, get the height advantage, and start with your strongest material. Build with metal if you have it for the bottom of your base, just because it'll last longer. I usually
Northeast
only
49
go
mountain.
so high until I get the circle smaller. If it, like I'll go up maybe 2 or 3, and then if I see the circle coming to me again, I'll go up another 1 or 2 on top of that.
Don't know.
When you're pushing somebody up above you, it's a good idea to build a ramp over top of your head as well as underneath you, just to provide some extra support. Okay, in this situation, there's definitely groups fighting each other on the other side of this mountain. Squads, you know what I found myself doing a lot of times too in squads is I'll push aggressively as well, but I have to yell at my teammates to
Picked up a
come with
gold
me.
scar.
You need to have your other backup teammates to at least have a view on the person you're shooting,
I picked
or
up 28
push
rockets.
with you. You push solo into a group of people that your teammates can't see,
Okay.
you're lone wolfing it, and the odds of dying are a lot higher. And that's how I end up dying a lot of times too when I'm playing is I'll push and I'll just say, nobody pushed with me, or if a teammate dies, I'll say I should have pushed with you, or
Yeah.
I didn't have eyes on the enemy yet, things like that.
No.
Simple things that end up getting you killed.
There's more rockets.
I prefer to have a sniper in this game, but some games you just don't
How
need it.
far out? 330? Pretty far out. Let's just go up.
The base you see me looking at a minute ago, that's like a
Huh?
T,
You're right.
that's a terrible build.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not going to be in on this next close, but don't build a seriously high tower and then a giant square protruding over out of it. That's just that's like 4 stories up. That's just asking to get shot out.
This is our tune. I did pick up a gold scar, however.
If you build your base too big and too wide, in your, let's just say you're in duos, and you don't have vantage on, you don't have a view on everything, you can get pickaxed out from underneath. I've done that to people plenty of times. Like, look how wide they're going with their base at the top of the top of that hill. They're, if they made it any wider than that,
Don't see him yet.
I mean, they got a pretty good viewpoint of out on the open around them, though. So somebody coming up underneath them to break them out would be difficult.
Yeah.
So we know there's still 5 people alive. That means that there's still a lone wolf somewhere. Always got to be wary of numbers.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to peek.
Base at the top of the hill has the height advantage, and they're gonna have to move. So at this point, I'm just covering myself until they have to move, and when they start moving, that's when I'm gonna start playing aggressively.
Eliminated.
Lone wolf is dead.
Yep. Yeah.
3 people alive. Okay, that wasn't the lone wolf.
There.
I lied. See, at this point, this guy's got more material that we might need, more resources, and his spot on the mountain is actually going to be in. It's going to be the tallest place in the map that'll be in. So go up on the mountain where he was at, take over his spot, and use this elevation as our height advantage. Potato shots. Rockets don't hit close enough, don't bother wasting your ammo. I usually shoot 2 to 3, and if they're not making it, then hold off. So we didn't get the circle this time, but we still have the height advantage. That's good for us, not so good for them. They pushed in opposite directions, which isn't a bad idea, because if you stay together, chances are you're just gonna get wrecked that way. But the one guy pushed out into the open and kind of made himself a dead duck. So,
No, he's by the package.
I thought we knocked this guy over here, but oh, you know what? I knocked him and his teammate revived him. His teammate was over by him, but just apparently not right next to him.
2 of them.
I didn't even realize how many people were alive. If you learn the depth and distance that grenades travel from the grenade launcher could be the best weapon in the game. Oh, explodes in the height advantage. That'll win you the game every single time. So there wasn't really a whole lot of critiquing I had to do in that game, things I would have done differently. I played it kind of how I would have played it any other time.
1,988 damage still. Damn.
I would have I did everything that I would have done except for maybe crossing through the river, but there was no other way I could have went if I had to go around tilted. That was the way I had to go. We stayed low until we had more materials, more ammo. We built after we had the high ground. We waited out the circle for the people that had the tower to come to us. We played that pretty smart actually. we ended up getting the W because of it. Well, I know this is kind of a different kind of video. This isn't like a... I do have the Battle Pass. This is an older video. I've got the Battle Pass. I think I'm like tier 80, I think, on the Battle Pass. So it didn't go too bad. This gameplay actually played out very well. Played it out really well. I'm just sorting through some things. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe I'll do more live critiques. Maybe I'll find a better video to actually critique myself on, and not just talk about why everything worked, instead of, maybe I'll give you guys some why stuff didn't work instead of why everything did work. Would probably be better. Alright, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate each person that makes it all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys on the next one. For those of you watching live, smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I'll catch you on the next one.